Hello, hello. Hey, I am here for our Monday mom chat on Tuesday and a week late. Is anybody else having that happen in this back to school season? I really hope I'm not the only one. You guys, Monday night mom chat we do every week, and we chat about all things learning, helping support our kids as we help them learn. I'm Katie. I am one of the Literacy Camp founders. Krista's the other Literacy Camp founder, and you might see her face around here sometimes too. And yeah, I was actually here last Monday with you all to share all the back to school tips and things on my list. And something crazy happened with the internet. I don't know. And it was all weird, and the video, the sound was going in and out. There was an internet problem. So I just deleted it. I got you a new one. I didn't forget. But all the things that put on the to-do list. So here I am, a little bit late, but I'm going to come right back at you with the mom to-do list for back to school season as promised last week. And then we'll get back on our normal Monday mom chat schedule. So thanks for hanging in there. If you're hanging out with us for the first time, we're so glad that you're here. And Krista and I are the literacy ladies. We started the literacy camp years and years ago to help create a place that was a unique learning experience for kids in the summer that is really good instruction, but super, super, super fun. And so we hope we get to serve your family and your kids with the literacy camp sometime, whether that's at virtual literacy camp or in person. And in the meantime, we love sharing tips with families as you help support your kids learn. Parents are the most important teacher that kids will ever have. And so we love being able as teachers and moms to walk alongside you and share tips with you as you help your kids learn. So this week we're going to talk about our to-do list for back to school season. So our back to school moms to-do list. These are all on my to-do list. Some of them are done. Some of them are not done. So I'm still checking things off. I know many of you are already back in school, and my kiddos are not yet. My son is heading to kindergarten, but not yet. So I've got a little more summer I'm hanging on to. So these are the things on my list. I hope those of you that are still hanging on to summer like I am are able to check some of these things off your list as well. And if you're watching, will you put in the comments and tell us what is on your back to school list as a parent? I would love to hear. So Krista sent hers back to school today. So she's a step ahead of us if you're with me and you're still hanging on to summer. But these are the things on my back to school list as a parent. Are you ready? I'm going to fly through them quickly, hopefully give you some tangible things to add to your list or to pat yourself on the back if you already checked them off. And then I'm hoping to learn from you too, as well as you share the things that are on your list. So Tupperware for packing lunches. Not the Tupperware that I already had, of course, because it is difficult for my son to open. So Tupperware that your kids can open independently, making sure that you have that for if you are packing lunches is one of the things on my list. So we ordered Tupperware that has the click tops like this that open on the sides so that he can open it independently and not have to be the kid sitting at the lunch table waiting for a grown-up to open it for him. And then the other thing on the list for us right now is to practice using it. So to have opportunities to pack the lunch, but for home right now, so that he is practicing, or if your kid's going to grandma's or daycare or wherever, they're practicing opening that on their own so that they are prepared when they get to that lunch table the first week of school. So ordering the Tupperware they can order or open on their own, and then practicing using it as well. All right, next thing on my list are the back to school reads. I know Krista's been sharing a lot of her favorite library reads. We couldn't chat with you without sharing some really good books to put on your list. You can throw them in your Amazon cart or put them in your next library order to get for free. But these are the back to school reads that we just recently pulled out or checked out from the library. So this one I think I have talked about before, Stick and Stone by Beth Ferry. It's a really, really cute and kind of, funny, entertaining story for the kiddos about a stick and stone and what they learn about friendship, making a new friend and being kind. And so good one for your back to school list. This one is the I Promise book by Lebron James. This one I have heard so much about, but I hate to admit I hadn't read it until recently, and it's so good. So really, really great back to school read for you and your family if you haven't checked that one out. This one we got from the library, and it has the audio too, which is super cool. So it has the ability for the book to read it for you. So check that out if you haven't at your library. You probably have some of those as well. This one is also adorable with really beautiful watercolor pictures. It's called Goodbye Summer, Hello Autumn, and that one's by Kennard Pack about saying goodbye to the summer and hello to the fall. So Really, really great one to read with your kiddos before school starts as well. And if you have a kindergartner like we do, Krista has a kindergartner that started today, and then I have one that's starting in a couple weeks. We're both making sure that we read The Night Before Kindergarten, of course. And that one is by Natasha Wing. So super cute, adorable Night Before Kindergarten book to put on your list too, if you have a kindergartner heading back to school in the fall, like both of us do. There are so many great stories, back to school books. And if you, I know I couldn't go through them all, of course, but you could also ask your local librarian to help you just pull out some back to school reads, and they're great at that too. All right, here we go. Back to school shopping, of course. If you haven't done your back to school shopping yet, we went just very recently and the shelves were still stocked. So we did Walmart, I think, if I'm remembering correctly. And we didn't have a list yet, an official list, but the staples. So we went and got the staples. But here are my teacher faves for you as a teacher, for the moms. If you're wondering, like, what would the teacher really love it if I got? Here are his inside scoop. This is what the teachers really want. Ticonderoga pencils that are pre-sharpened. I know that sounds very ridiculous and specific, but they're the best ones. So if you're going to grab pencils for the class, that Ticonderoga brand, and the pre-sharpened ones, that's what the teachers want. Clorox wipes, they always want those. Hand sanitizer, right? The big one with the pump kind is like the best kind to have in the classroom. Whiteboard markers, I guess it's possible. There's some teachers hanging on with chalkboards, but most of us go through those whiteboard markers super fast. I knew there was one other thing on my list to share with you. Maybe not. Maybe those were the staples. So as a teacher, those are the staples. And then as a parent, we also tried to get a couple fun things that would get our kids excited about school. So whatever that looks like for you, we picked out some scissors that were T-ball scissors. They had like the baseball design to them. I think they were $2 with a little safety cap. But our son's been really into T-ball lately. So that was a way to incorporate something that like was fun, but part of the school supplies as well. And then we also picked out some fun like journal paper with a picture on the top and the lines on the bottom. So whatever your kid's going to get excited about, maybe adding one of those things in if that's a possibility is a great way to get them excited about back to school. And I also know there are tons of things in our community, our local churches, that are doing school supply drives and sharing school supplies for free. So just Google that in your community if that's something that would be helpful to you. I know that's a really great thing that's being offered in lots of places as well. All right, here we go. Last couple things on my list. Back to school as a mom, packing in all the fun. So we're like trying to do all the fun things. So actually we met Krista and her family to go to the zoo recently. We've been visiting all the ice cream places. And then here's another one. We planned a weekend with grandma for just the kids. So if you haven't done that, parents, for yourself in a long time, I know it's such a blessing that we're able to. So if it's something you're able to do, it's like a fun thing to do before back to school when you want to get into routines and you might not want to disrupt the routine with the grandparents, taking them overnight and things. So if you can squeeze in a sleepover with grandparents before school starts, it's fun for the kids. It's exciting, obviously. It's a way for them to do something out of routine before you jump back into routines. And parents, give yourself a break. Everybody needs a break. And so if you have grandparents that are as lovely as ours that were willing to take them for an overnight, it is well-deserved, families. So put that on your to-do list. Seriously, schedule the fun. All right, the last couple things on my list are to read a lot. You knew that was going to be on my list, to read everything in sight, to talk about reading in a positive way and talk about school in a positive way and get all the snuggles in while you're reading, of course, to pray. So that's something that's important to Krista and I. It's always on our list that we're praying this year for teachers and students and schools as they navigate all kinds of things and hoping that they can have the best school year possible. And then here are some extras, again, if you have a kindergartner. So those extra little things that you're doing that maybe you don't realize you do for your students that you can help them to practice on their own or for your child, like tying shoes, buttoning, unbuttoning pants, opening applesauce pouches, all the little things that your kid might ask you to help them do throughout the day that you don't even realize that you are doing, that they need to be able to do on their own in kindergarten. So all of the little things, opening things that they might be able to do themselves, we are encouraging that a lot lately and practicing those things so that they can be more independent when they get in the classroom in just a couple weeks. So that's all that's on my list, my back to school mom list. I am going to go check a few more of them off that are not yet done. I hope it inspired you to go get a couple things done on your list, or I hope, I don't know, maybe you're like totally finished with all of those things and I'm the only one that's like, running behind at this point. But thanks for hanging out with us, and I hope that was helpful to you. And if you have not grabbed our parent guide yet, that is a perfect way to send yourself into the school year in a way that's going to help you thrive, mom, instead of just survive. It is all of our best tips in one guide for helping your child learn, get organized, have a creative space for them to do homework, all the things. We've given you all of our tips in one easy guide. So I'll put a link to that in the comments here as well, completely free, and we'll send that to you right away. So thanks for hanging, and I'll see you in our next Monday Mom Chat on a Monday this time. Happy reading.